Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are officially launching the county irrigation policy and also the county irrigation development unit. Thank you very much. Now, as I launch this document, there's something, I hope if you have copies, something very, very, very interesting. The entire map of Garissa County has been shown to be green. That is very, very ambitious, and I hope we can make it into reality, because we really need to irrigate Garissa County. We have the potential, as I have told you, the numbers are there. We can irrigate Garissa County, hopefully together with the national government, together with our partners. Let's do it.
I am extremely honored to be officiating this very, very important function this morning as we launch the Garissa County irrigation policy and also the Garissa County irrigation development unit. These are very, very important initiatives, and I must at the utmost appreciate and indeed thank all those who are involved in bringing this issue to fruition, because it's long overdue, even though it has been said that we are the first county to be launching this policy. And of course, that itself deserves a big commendation from me and from all of us to the team who have making us proud by being the first county. And therefore, I must say a big thank you to all of you who are involved in that. But what do we require now? Now the first part of the job has been done. The most important part now is to implement this policy. Let me say that I'm also a happy man, because the policy, hopefully in implementing the same, will be bringing to light a dream I had from the first day I took office in August 2022. Yusuf from WFP knew that, and he mentioned that I have a manifesto which was looking forward to a day like this when we can be talking about irrigating Garissa County. Now, this policy document which we are launching today has some few very important numbers. I'm sure you will read them once we launch the document. But let me read these numbers for you. Very, very interesting numbers. The numbers are: Garissa has a potential of 761,000 hectares potential for irrigation. 700, please write down these numbers or keep them in your mind because they're very interesting. 761,000 hectares of land that can be irrigated, arable land. Of that, only 32,000 is along the river. We believe that River Tana is very important for us. Of course it is. But it can only give us 32,000 hectares of land for irrigation. The rest, 729,000 of hectares of land that can be irrigated in our county with water underground is in the interior of the county. So I knew these numbers myself a long time ago, and that's why I created that manifesto, which is a dream to see our county or our government going to the interior parts of the county. And that's why my manifesto talks about 3 areas or 3 lands in this country where we can do serious irrigation. Number 1 is Gababa. The area called Gababa in the south of the county is a very rich land for irrigation. For those of you who come from the south, I'm sure you know that very well. So the Gababa plains or the Gababa area of Garissa County is rich and good for irrigation. We have the Fafi plains, which is also in Fafi, also very rich. And then of course we have the Waso plains in the north of the county. All those 3 places is where my manifesto was based on for large-scale irrigation. That being the dream I have, and that being the reality, that most of our land good for irrigation is in the hinterland and not on the river, then I hope in implementing this policy we will work towards achieving that manifesto dream of mine. That's what I'm saying. The work starts now. After this policy is launched, we will now aim to implement and achieve what we have been talking about. Now in doing that, of course, we will work with our partners, WFP, and the many others who have always been on our side. We will work with you, together with also not only our departments, the national government, and I'm glad that today we have the national government represented here by Engineer Muma. We will need to work together quickly to implement this very, very important document, which, as was said, Garissa is the first to launch. More important, of course, we have our Garissa Farmers Network, and we will work also with them to ensure we achieve these noble goals. Now, I don't want to say a lot. Today is a day of appreciation for what has been achieved, and I'm also happy that national government is represented in this forum. I had the privilege sometimes back to meet PS Kamoro of Irrigation, and I had just one subject to discuss with him. It was the issue of the perennial floods that continues to destroy our farms. And I've also shared in a few moments my concerns even to Director Ngurma, that we may have all the wishes for irrigation, but if every after good rains our farms are destroyed, then surely our wishes or our ambitions will just be wasted. And that's why the national government needs to be very serious in matters of dealing with the floods. I sat with PS Kamoro and I told him, we have ideas. We can contribute ideas. We can work together. One of the ideas, of course, is as simple as diverting the floods through some interior canals. Canals that will take away the excess water. It's done in many other countries of the world as well. But just leaving the floods to destroy our farms every year or every other year, whenever there are some good rains, is extremely unacceptable, while the national government just continues to watch the destruction happening every year. Our farms have been, our farms have been destroyed, and our farmers have been turned to poverty, courtesy of the floods. And therefore, we will continue to advocate against this menace of the floods, which unfortunately the national government is doing nothing about. When we believe something can be done to mitigate this huge destruction. I've mentioned to P.S. Kamoro, I met him, that to me and to the people of Garissa County, and for that matter, to the people of Tana River County, I think the matter is simply lack of goodwill, or political goodwill for that matter, in regards to attending to this serious business. And therefore my appeal today in the presence of Engineer Ngoma is that please take back our concern again to the ministry and to Mr. Kamoro, that this is something which needs to be attended to with the zeal or with the commitment that it requires. Finally, before we launch the policy, let me say that the request by the department for Mr. Yusuf Noor to be considered, I've heard that request, I've taken it on board, and I'll share the same, hopefully for approval with the County Public Service Board. So let's hope that the board will do what is required as the department prepares to organize themselves in a better way. So with those many remarks, let me say that once again I'm honored, I'm happy that today we have made some progress regarding irrigating our county. Nasema ni furaha. Once again, thank you very much to the team of the irrigation department, Chief Officer Aden, and the many others, Waziri, for this great initiative.